Chapter 3. I'm so excited I can hardly bark! Flash giggled as she raced ahead of her friends. Twinkle rolled her eyes and groaned dreamily. Oh, it's hard to tell the difference between super excited Flash and regular everyday excited Flash. Twinkle pretended to be a bitch, but she really had a heart of gold. That literally makes Twinkle a bitch because she's a female dog. Sorry. Glitter and Sparkle giggled. The four friends carried their backpacks. Today, they weren't going to school. Instead, they were on their way to the docks to their field trip. Her puppy pals chatted as they walked. But Sparkle had a hard time concentrating on what they were barking about. The butterflies in her belly were back. They stirred up again when she hugged her parents goodbye and promised to be safe and careful. But now they seemed to be flapping up a storm as they got closer to the docks. Hurry up, slow pups! Flash ran circles around them. Her backpack bounced so wildly on her little back, but she didn't even seem to notice. Twinkle pointed a paw. The dock is right down there, she said to Flash. I bet I can get there first. Without another word, Flash and Twinkle zipped down the road as fast as their paws could take them. Sparkle watched them go. With a little smile on her snout, she could see the blue water shining up ahead. Normally the sight filled her with happiness. But today, everything just made her feel even more nervous. Is everything okay, Sparkle? Glitter asked softly. She was especially good at carrying magic, so she could always tell how her friends were feeling. It was no use to keep a secret from Glitter. I'm just a bit nervous about our field trip, Sparkle admitted. She adjusted her backpack straps. I can't wait to see Hopalong Haven and meet the bunnies, but it's a big change. We'll be so far away from home. What if something goes wrong? I promised my parents everything would be fine. Glitter was quiet for a moment. I like that a little bit too, but it makes me feel much better to know that we'll all be on this trip together. She put a paw on Sparkle's shoulders. Even if something goes wrong, we'll always be there to help one another. The knot in Sparkle's stomach loosened a little. Glitter always knew how to say the right thing. Thanks, Glitter, that does help, she said. Glitter grabbed her paw and squeezed. Oh, I'm so glad, because it looks like our adventure is about to begin. The pups had headed towards the docks. The ferry bobbed up the water ahead, and some of their classmates already began climbing aboard. Mrs. Horn, Mr. Magic Tail, and good old Captain Salty Paw stood on deck greeting everyone. Sparkle took a deep breath. This was it. Ugh! Ahoy, young sailors! Captain Salty Paws barked out as they boarded the ferry, tipping his hat. Are ye ready for a tail-waggingly good adventure on the seas? Sparkle and Flash couldn't help giggling. Aye, aye, Sparkle said, raising her arm in a salute. Captain Salty Paws threw his snout back and laughed. That's what we like to hear, lassie. Welcome aboard. Flash and Glitter and Sparkle climbed up the steps to find Twinkle and Sparkle on the upper deck of the ferry. Flying fur balls! Look at the view! Flash barked, gesturing out to the sea. The sunlight sparkled on the water for as far as they could see. Which way is Hopalong Haven? Twinkle wondered out loud. Mrs. Horn walked up right behind him. It's off in that direction, she said, pointing. The boat ride should take about 2 hours, but you'll be able to see Hopalong Island long before we arrive. Just then a foghorn sounded, making all the pups jump. Captain Salty Paw's voice came over the crackling loudspeaker. It's time to leave port! Everyone howled with excitement as the ferry's engine roared to life, and the boat slowly eased away from the dock. They were off. The butterflies in Sparkle's stomach flapped to life again as she watched Puppy Paw Island grow smaller and smaller behind them. She could see the playground, Icy Paw's ice cream shop, and even her own house on the hilltop. It all looked so far away. We'll be back in the shake of a tail, Glitter whispered so only Sparkle could hear. Gather around, students! Mr. Magic Tail called from the front of the boat. The class of 12 pups sat on the long bench, giggling and chatting. Sparkle couldn't help but notice one of their classmates, Scooter, sat alone and silent at the far end of the bench. Mr. Magic Tail clapped his paws for attention. Attention! Mrs. Horn and I thought of a magic lesson that would be just the thing to keep ye scallywags busy during our journey, said Blink. That's right, Mrs. Horn chuckled. Since we're traveling across the water, we're going to use water in our medicine. Scooter turned a bit green at the mention of water. Mrs. Horn held up a clear jar of water. Today, your magic will require some skills you had. This is for fun, so try your best. Watch me carefully. She concentrated on the jar of water, and her turquoise horn began to shimmer with magic. Before long, the clear water had turned a beautiful emerald green. Bow wow! Sparkle couldn't hardly believe her eyes. She never made anything change color before. Mrs. Horn gave a brilliant smile. Okay, kids, let's pair off, and I'll give each pair a jar to practice on. Mr. Magic-Tail and I will come around to assist you. Glitter turned to Sparkle. You want to partner up? Sparkle glanced over at Scooter sitting quietly. You know, Scooter seems like he's having a rough time. Well, do you mind if I ask him to be my partner? Of course not! Glitter gave Sparkle a hug. Your camera magic is growing by the day, you know. I think you're right. Scooter can use our help. Sparkle slowly walked over to Scooter. The fairy bobbed and swayed a bit on her paws. Hiya, Scooter! Can we be partners? Scooter gave her a weak smile. Sure, but I'm not sure how good my magic will be today. Is everything okay? Sparkle asked, sitting down next to him. Scooter hung his snout and peered down at the water. I'm a little scared of the water, he whispered. I've never been on a boat before. My stomach feels uneasy. Sparkle lowered her voice too. I totally understand. I'm nervous about this trip too. You are? Scooter's eyes lightened. You don't seem that nervous. I've been trying to hide it just like you, Sparkle said. But your secret's safe from me. If you're feeling queasy, try this. Stare straight at the horizon where the sea meets the sky. Flash's dad told me about that the first time he took me on his sailboat. He's an explorer. Scooter peered a little at the horizon and his shoulders relaxed a little. That really helps. Thank you, Sparkle. A jar for you too! Mrs. Horn said, walking up and handing them a jar of water to Sparkle. Are you ready for some magic? Sparkle asked. You bet your bulldog, sister, Scooter said with a grin. It took a few attempts, but eventually both pups managed to change the color of the water of their jar. Scooter turned it into a dark, deep purple, while Sparkle changed it to a shimmering pink. All excitement, the room, their classmates were yipping and yapping with excitement. Flash had managed to turn the water in her jar into a whole rainbow of colors at once. Honk! The foghorn sounded again, causing all pups to nearly jump out of their fur. Captain Sallypaw's voice rang over the loudspeaker. Land ho! Sparkle leaped to her paws. Sure enough, she could see out in the distance, just outside of a lush green island, was Hopalong Haven.